Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And T-Mobile continues to take the 5G crown in latest network reports. So, Umlaut, formerly known as P3, has tested 4 more major markets in the month of September, and the results are out. So, in this article, T-Mobile is also referencing PC Magazine's tests, drive test, which we've already covered that in another video. So I just wanted to cover the report of Umlaut and the cities that they covered briefly. So the 4 markets that they covered, just to go over that briefly: Norfolk, Virginia; Indianapolis; Detroit, Michigan; San Bernardino, and Riverside, California. So I'm not going to go into the testing itself. You could check that out. I will leave this article in the description down below, and you can definitely check it out in its details. So in this testing, again, T-Mobile is just dominantly faster. Some of you that are new to the channel may ask, why and how did T-Mobile achieve this type of drastic speed difference between them and the competition? And it's been due to the 18 months of them deploying the new mid-band spectrum that they got out of the Sprint and T-Mobile merger closing. Now, some of you have told me that the testing that's happening at this point in time is more or less unfair. And I would have to say I tend to agree, because Verizon and AT&T don't have a mid-band layer on air that can match what T-Mobile has on air. T-Mobile right now has large contiguous channels on air. In some areas, it's 40 megahertz, some 60, some 80, and some 100. And in some markets, that will be even more than 100. So I think we have to see what this testing looks like towards the end of the year, when Verizon and AT&T are able to deploy C-band. Especially, most of the testing happens in the bigger PEA markets. That's where Verizon will have C-band deployed at scale, and then we'll see more of a even test. Not even, but more of a fair testing. Verizon will have 60 megahertz of C-band deployed on their dense grid. I'm also hearing that C-band will go on their small cells. AT&T will have some C-band deployed, not as much as Verizon, but they'll have some C-band deployed to speed up their speeds. So by that time, the testing will be more interesting, I think. Right now, just to briefly show you, as you see here, overall, I mean, T-Mobile, they take the cake. I mean, there's not even anybody close. If you see here, average download speed 217 megabits a second, AT&T's 39, Verizon 68, and then it's 235 on the right slide, 27 for AT&T, 73 for Verizon. I mean, that's the average 5G download speed and average download speed. I mean, it's just drastically dominating. I mean, no carrier's close. So I really want to see competition. That's my thing. I want to see them competing. This is not competing right here. This is just T-Mobile dominating. So I want to see a Verizon with 60 megahertz of contiguous C-band on air. I want to see AT&T with their 40 megahertz of contiguous C-band on air. I want to see that. I want to see, is Verizon's densification efforts are they going to pay off? The owner economics of the backhaul, is that going to pay off? I want to see if that becomes competition, because here's one thing. If Verizon's owner economics come to play on the fiber, and they start shining or outshining T-Mobile because they can push higher throughput because they own the backhaul, then T-Mobile may have to compete and fire back with its own backhaul. That's what I mean by competing. T-Mobile may be like, look, we can't keep doing the leasing model if Verizon is deploying 10 or more gigs of throughput on all its sites because it's too expensive, so we'll have to deploy our own fiber. And then there's new competition there. T-Mobile will have to compete, spend money, and deploy its own fiber. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see this where T-Mobile is just dominating and no other carrier can compete because they don't have a similar slice of spectrum on air. So I like competition. I'm sure you guys do too. I want to see them competing. Like I mentioned, if the owner economics of fiber play out for Verizon and AT&T in their favor, and T-Mobile may have to follow their footsteps and deploy its own fiber. So we'll see what happens. Definitely check out these reports. I will leave the article in the description down below so you guys may check it out. If you have been on the channel or you're new to the channel and you have not yet liked, shared, subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload the content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.